Hey everybody, and welcome to this new kind of video here. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be playing the original Doom, kind of talking and playing through it, talking about its level design, and talking about some of the things I like about the game. I am using a source port for the game, GZ Doom, with the Smooth Doom add-on to it, so it'll make the animations run great. So the game won't be completely, the same as the original version, but it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I'm not a huge diehard fan of the original. I like this one because it adds a bunch of cool new graphics and some gameplay tweaks that make it a lot better. I'm also using a Duke controller, which is nice because I thought it was kind of loud using the keyboard and mouse, and the microphone would pick it up, so to kind of save you. And I'm not too terrible with the controller. I'm not as good with the controller as I am with the keyboard and mouse, but still doable. So yeah, we're just going to be playing through Doom and talking about it. Nothing in particular. Some level design stuff, some things that are just, pertaining to the game. But yeah, we'll see you in the game. So I'm going to press new game, Need in the Dead. And we're going to play on Ultra Violence because it is the hardest difficulty before Nightmare. And Nightmare, as far as I know, just respawns enemies, which I'm not a pretty crazy fan of. It doesn't really matter, but I'm not really looking to get swarmed here. I want to kill the enemies and them to stay dead. So let's play Ultra Violence. So we are starting off into one of the most known levels from Doom, if not the most known level, which is E1 M1 Hangar. And this room's kind of cool because it kind of looks like a lobby room. These four pillars are really cool. I like the layout already. The aesthetic of the game, I think, the aesthetic of the levels, I think, are one of its strongest suits. But yeah, we just came from this door here, which is kind of an interesting detail because, what's one of the hardest parts about making a level, I feel, is, when you start a level, where do you start? And looks like the level designers decided, hey, we're going to start here. And you're just going to be on this door, and that's it. You start, and it looks like there's a dead body in the middle, so it looks like something's going wrong. And hell, we can see outside and enemies across there. Just try taking them off. So far away. Yeah, it's a kind of an interesting room. Looks like a lobby. Then you kind of come up over here. I know there's another enemy in here. Oh, there it is. It's got the shotgun. Picking up all the health potions. It's a cool room too, because it looks like you're kind of going up to this other level to see the airplanes go out. Kind of like a little point where you can see. Kind of cool scrolling texture, kind of showing, hey, look here. Like, you didn't need, I guess there wasn't advanced lighting, like glowing lighting yet. There was like lighting, of course, but not the shiny lighting that they have now for this port, at least. So kind of added more emphasis there. Yeah, I like the room layouts. It's really cool looking. Let's go outside, because I know that's a secret. This isn't my first time playing Doom. I should have probably emphasized that. But I thought it would be fun. Just kind of walking through and playing through it. But yeah, we got this cool area here too. Goes down. A little bit dark, and then it goes back up. Kind of sneak up behind these guys. Oh, I just heard something lower. What's that? Well, it must have been the door. Hey? I thought I heard... I heard something else open. Some health. The shotgun in this game is stupidly powerful. It's a very powerful shotgun. Not saying shotguns aren't powerful regularly. But yeah, loops us back here. More dead bodies. Kind of showing you that there was lots of dead Marines when you came before you. That came before you. It's kind of a nice lit area. And you go in here and it's all dark and techy looking. It's kind of a odd room. That's, I think, a lot of the design of Doom is like the levels just get progressively more weird. Like even this room is strange, but I think that the design philosophy of this game wasn't about being realistic. Ooh. Oh shit. God, gibbed. How dare I mispronounce that? This is cool too. I think that's one thing we can really learn about some of these levels is that the varying heights of the ceiling and the floor. Well, that opened, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention that I shouldn't have got the shotgun this early. It must be something with Smooth Doom that was added, where I got a shotgun a lot earlier. The first time you get a shotgun in this game is actually here. But since we already have it, yeah, I just thought I should mention that. Yeah, a little bit of varying floor heights in your levels could be a cool tip to do. Add some interesting, even this is like just so small. But it does add some, you know, cool, interesting, different geometry to your level. But yeah. Oh yeah, there's a secret there. There we go. And this was all covered up before. And you can tell, if you're paying attention, the texture is not aligned. It kind of gives you a clue. Especially this one here. Same texture, but different color. And yeah, exit. Make sure that's exit. And then you have the staple, like, Duke Nukem to punch it. Alright, so we're off to the nuclear plant. Already getting attacked. Oh, that guy was attacking somebody else. That's another thing with the Doom game, is if a monster... A shotgun's ridiculous in this game. See, this is like I'm saying, it's like, it's just for fun, some of the design. This room is cool too, because again, it does the different wall heights. So you start out being really small, and then it opens up a bit, and it's really bright, or dark, and bright and big, kind of different contrasts. And then here it's like really small, and then it kind of goes down, and the different floor heights, just getting a little creative. I really thought that, you know, this area here is really interesting looking. You know, the pillar in the middle just adds to this area. I can't put my finger on why some of these areas look really nice. Something I really do want to kind of figure out why I like certain areas. But this is a cool looking area. These pillars, I like these pillars. I don't know what about them. We're going to be just over-analyzing everything. These pillars were placed here because some scientific, you know, discovery was made where if you put a pillar in a certain location of a level, it'll just make it way better. Or you can just say it looked nice. I know there's some people out there, I've done it in the past, over-analyze something. When in reality, it was like, I don't know, it just looked cool. And I think it's really easy to fall into that trap. What's on here right there? It's really easy to fall into the trap of thinking something is just beautifully made, and there was so much forethought into it, and there was so much, you know, you can even say, yeah, it's like so much science and so much, you know, experience, but in reality it was just like, I thought it looked cool. And then, like I said, I think these things look cool. I think they add something to the level, but correct, unless I'm wrong, unless there is some, you know, more truth behind that. See, there you go, giving validity to it. But this is a secret here. I think this one opens up a door over here. Oh, that's another thing I should mention is I read the level designer's John Romero. He said one of those tips for creating levels for Doom, and I think this could apply elsewhere too, is whenever you're using two different textures, you want to put like a divider between them of some sort, just to make it look better. And that's really all it is, just to make it look better. And I think some of the things level design is just because it looks better. I like the faces. Yeah, this oh, we got the chain gun. I like Smooth Doom. When you shoot the chain gun, it kind of winds up for like a few frames. But this looks nice when you're running like a 144 hertz monitor with unlocked frame rates and stuff, so everything looks way buttery smooth. But yeah, cool little secret. And then here, got so much health and ammo. This is pretty neat too. Ooh, get jibbed. I really like when games have like animated textures like this. Like, I think a lot more games should have that, you know, more textures that are duplicates of others, but with some like animated element in them. It really makes it, oh, there's a button there. Really adds life to it. And even like these things are kind of low, you know, frame rate. There's like maybe like a few images. It's cycling through, but imagine if you got like higher amounts of images cycling through. It would look beautiful. And here again, we're varying floor heights. Just looks cool, right? And adds different elevation to your level. And I think that's that could be really cool when you put that in your level. I keep saying cool. Because some of these things I just don't know how else to describe it. It just looks good. I'm gonna line these guys up here. Oh, I didn't even get to first world problems. The enemy did not go in front of the barrel before I shot him. That does not look like a secret. Makes you wonder how these, like, some of these textures were created. You can kind of hear monsters. The second Doom level I made is kind of, it wasn't inspired by this particular level. It's actually inspired by a Doom 2 level, but it's kind of like this labyrinthy looking you know, tech maze thing. That's interesting too. Kind of a different textured thing. Looks like it's more important than the rest. It's like a landmark. And I think that's important too in games. Having, like, when you're making an area, making something special looking that no other area has makes it be able to be identified easier. So when you get lost in this is a landmark and you're like, hey, I recognize this, I've been here. So you're not just being like, have I been here? Have I been here? This all looks the same. I think that's one thing that we can definitely put under our belts. Something like that. So we've been back here. And the lighting just goes from like bright to complete pitch black. It's very Doom staple from Doom 1, 2, and even 3. 3 is like that. Okay, here, guys, over here. Even the chain gun is stupidly powerful. I think that's what this game does well, is makes the weapons really have a lot of power, but it also makes some of the enemies really weak, and that's why I think in the later games, they just throw tons and tons of... Oh, that door opened. I think that door opens if you shoot it. But yeah, they just throw tons and tons of enemies on you. Just because they're like, well, we don't have too many powerful enemies in the game because all your weapons do ridiculous amounts of damage. Oh, you hear that? Huh. Oh. This is interesting too. You kind of it's a bunch of different stairways. It's like here, instead of just going straight to it, they angles it a few different ways. Because it could have been just easy doing a stairway from here all the way up, but it's just more fun and interesting being like, oh, this is a weird looking stairway, and yeah, it's not realistic, but it's fun. And I think some games you can do realism in games, but sometimes you can add stuff like this, and you know, add some different geometry. Oh, that's the thing going off. Press that, we get the chainsaw. Oh, that's fucking loud. Nope, it's not Half-Life where we can explode the corpses. This is cool too. So, in Doom, there is a texture, this texture here, with a button placed on top of it. It's actually one texture, I should say. And in order, if they were to texture it here, this entire wall would be repeating. So in order to avoid that, they drop that down, so it'd only be showing one. So it's like, oh, look. Hell, it might have looked better without it, but they kind of had to do that if they wanted a button there. Or they could have put a button there too, I guess. Maybe. It actually wouldn't be tall enough, it'd just be repeating. Yeah, this looks cool too. Oh, that's loud. I have everything kind of set kind of low. I don't like playing games really high volume. Landmark. Then we could continue up. Oh, another thing. I was actually... This is cool too. So, whoops. One sec. This is cool too. So, the stairway happens at the end, like at the end of a corridor or end of a room, and it transitions up to a different direction. Now, let's say we had, you know, the stairway here, and you just kept seeing from far away. Like, I think it's better to put stairs at the end of the corridors instead of in the middle, because if you put it in the middle here and it kind of goes up and then it just turns around the corner, I think that's not as interesting because, you know, you kind of see all the way down. You go up the stairs and you can see all the way further, and you can kind of turn the corner regularly, but this kind of combines both of those things. Combines the transition between one direction and another, and also the floor level. So it kind of does it all at once. So I think that's cool, and I think that's one thing that I've picked up on from making some the few levels that I've made is you know, putting stairs at the transition between at the end of something rather than the middle of something. So you don't see all the way down. you have to go up the stairs and look in a different direction. I made some, some of my levels I had to do some different iterations on, and that's one thing I've encountered where if I just put a stairway that goes up and you walk and then you turn, instead of putting at the end where you turn, it's less interesting doing, not the ladder, but the one I said, the first. I'm sorry, it's getting a little confusing. But yeah, put the stairs at the end when you're turning into a different transition. This makes a more interesting area. And it's more scary too because, you're going up and you're both transitioning from a flat surface to an elevated one and also in a different direction. Oh, here's this area. And this is cool too. This is another really interesting area too because the way you enter, like the way you come to this area is you're coming at it at a different angle where sometimes it's just 90 degrees. And this one you're at like a 90-degree angle, but it's opened up a little bit so it doesn't feel as flowing. It's kind of an interesting room, and it kind of shows you that sometimes when you're making, rooms, making them at a little bit different and starting at a different angle is a cool and interesting idea. But yeah, that's enough talking about that. Oh, there's another texture. Gives me shotgun shells. It's like kind of a trap. Look how dark it is. You can't see it until you get close, and then you can see it. Angles, man. So we're kind of going into this weird kind of really shallow area, really tight area, and then we go. This room is always. I don't know. I think this room looks really strange. It's kind of. Like I said, the game gets progressively more weird with its level design, but not in a bad way, but like just a different way of doing things. Yeah, that's cool. That would be a cool idea, just showing up in a room and then the floors open up around you and it's just enemies, kind of like a trap. Would be an idea. Looks like someone was here before me, before them getting fucking mugged by a few different enemies. But yeah. Next is Toxin Refinery. Oh, so someone died here. Kind of a square room or rectangular room. That's where it came from. It's cool. Light up. Oh, no, I wanted to blow up. Yeah, you really do feel super overpowered in this game. Damn. Yeah, I did get a Steam message. Probably one of my good friends. My good friend on Steam. I got a couple. I got a few good friends on Steam. As a matter of fact. Oh, looks like I need a blue key. Yeah, I like this area. It's got those pillars there. Kind of look like pipes almost. Some pipes going up and down in them. This kind of looks like a castle, kind of opening up. This lip in here is cool too because you get to see outside. And they use the. Oh, that's actually really nice looking. Oh shit. Holy shit. dodge so much. You're starting to see what I was talking about earlier, about them just throwing just shitloads of enemies. Not tall enough to see over that. Thought I heard something over up there. I gotta say, Smooth Doom. I think I've already said this, but Smooth Doom. What's that, buddy? Pinkies. It's a nice, kind of tucked away area. Really symmetrical. I'll punch you. I don't know. Not brave. I shouldn't be punching a fucking demon. There's a secret here. There we go. There's another one over there too. Pitch black. I don't think this was intentional. I don't think they had like the glowing lights. But that's really cool. It's like, oh, I'm gonna follow this trail of glowing lights. Maybe in the original one, you kind of walk and like you can see around yourself. It's not like pitch dark. Oh, we got supercharged. Yeah, when you walk, it gets brighter as you go. It's like you have like a mini flashlight on you or something. Oh, I'm going to this one. Oh, that was cool. Oh, we got the rocket launcher. What is that about? You can duck in this. I wonder what that is about. This whole thing opened. I wonder what that was about. What does that do? There's another. Is that the same one? That opened up something. I don't know what it did. I know we'll bring up the map. Yeah, it goes somewhere. Who knows? I wonder if I can fit in that one. No idea. It's interesting though. I don't know where that goes. That. Still a guy in there, I think. Ouch. Any levels that do this remind me of Perfect Dark, because Perfect Dark, there was the Skedar ruins had a lot of open sky like this, and I remember it being white. It's always reminded me of Perfect Dark. What poison are you talking about? Poison signs everywhere. wanted to shoot. Oh shit, that was gory. Oh, this is a classic example too. I can't open that, but... Nice. Alright. Is there a way of getting there? I think if I drop down there, I die, right? No. Probably a way of getting in there. Well, maybe it's... Oh, we found this. Oh, cool. The lights are shining, and they're making this whole area bright. Oh, this is the secret level part. I don't want to do this one yet. I want to explore a little bit. Looks like some of the room is... Kind of looks like there's a leak or something going on here. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't think I want to play the secret level. I don't think it's really that fun, honestly. Almost forgot I had this. That's cool. Looks like these are drawing power from something. It's like, oh, we're inspecting the... using our imagination. Nice. Alright guys, well, that's going to be the end of the video for now. We might continue this and do another episode if you guys, if anyone likes it. But yeah, it was kind of fun talking about the game and talking about some of the levels and kind of the cool things about level design. And yeah, well, if you guys enjoyed it, let me know. Leave a like if you really liked the video, and let me know that way either. It's been a big pleasure, and guys, I'll see you probably maybe in the next episode. Later, guys.